Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Mindset edition of the Live, Build, Change podcast. I want to start out this morning by asking you a question. Do you know a person who is quick to become angry? I mean, a person who's just got that short fuse and their temper flares the moment they seem upset about something. Maybe that person's you. I mean, I don't mean to point a finger because I don't know you, obviously, but I think it's good for us. It applies for us to think about ourselves, first of all, before we consider those other people. We've been looking at the book of Proverbs, and Proverbs chapter 11, verse number 16, has a very interesting verse here. Actually, it's Proverbs chapter 12, verse 16. It says, "The vexation of a fool is known at once, but the prudent ignores an insult." So what's another way of saying that? It's saying the person who's hot-headed, who has a short fuse and gets angry right away, is a fool. But a wise person ignores an insult. A wise person understands insults are words. They're nothing of power that can truly harm you unless you allow it to harm you. And so getting angry, getting all worked up about what he said or she said or what's been said about you is not really worth your time. It's a fool to let yourself get all angry about those sorts of things. And it says, but the prudent ignores an insult. A wise person realizes that person, by insulting you, is grasping at straws. They have nothing really to hang their hat on except to make some sort of an insult. And a wise man realizes that's just something that can be let go. And I wonder how often we need to stop, we need to pause in the midst of our interactions with each other and ask ourselves the very simple question. In the way I'm responding to this thing that's been said to me or about me, am I acting like a fool who gets hot-headed right away, or am I acting like a wise person who lets the insult go? I think it's a very valid question for us to ask, because we tend to get all focused on self. We tend to get all focused on our rights and our reputation and all of that. And the reality is, that's really not what matters. We can be above the circumstance. We can be above the insult by refusing to let it have any effect on us. Because the vexation of a fool is known at once. When we let ourselves get upset and we show it right away, it's just showing we're not thinking of this thing wisely, we're thinking of it foolishly. We're thinking somehow those words and what that person's opinion is about us has some kind of power, is pointing out something wrong with us, when in fact it's just words. It's just an insult. But a wise person ignores an insult and lets it go. So look ahead to your day. Think about the people you're going to be around and the circumstances you're going to be in. Are you in a context where people tend to use cutting words, maybe sarcasm? Are you in a situation where you have a superior at work who's berating and belittling? What are the opportunities you have around you to let insults go? And like a wise person, understand those insults really don't have any effect on you unless you allow them to. You can be bigger than they are. You can be confident in who God has made you to be. A wise person who does not take an insult as an insult. You just let it go. Because to get all hot and bothered about it is a foolish thing. Hey, take a few moments and think if there's someone you know who could benefit from this morning mindset. And if there is, please take the time to share it with them. You could do a great service to them by giving them a tool to encourage them in their day.